Abraham Accords exposed betrayal, Zionist agenda in Pakistan's red line. They call it the peace of century, but for Gaza it meant more bombs. For Aqsa, more desecration. For the Muslim Ummah, another knife in the back. The Abraham Accord, signed in year 2020, was under US mediation, normalized ties between Israel and four Arab states. But beneath the glossy headlines lies the darker truth. This was not peace, it was normalization of occupation, legitimation of apprehend, and betrayal of Palestine. And now Pakistan, the only Muslim nuclear power still refusing recognition, stands at the crossroad. Tonight, Mr. Bravo exposes what the world would not say, how the Accord served Israeli Zionist agenda, how Muslim leaders sold silence for survival, and why a Pakistan decision will shape the future of the Ummah.
Chapter 1.
Accords, peace, or political reasons.
I thank you both for your wise leadership and for working with the United States and Israel to expand the circle of peace. I am grateful to King Hamad of Bahrain and to you, Foreign Minister Abdul Latif Al-Zayani, for joining us in bringing hope to all the children of Abraham.
Between year 2020 to 2021, UAE, Bahrain, Sudan, and Morocco signed peace deals with Israel under the Abraham Accords, provoked by Donald Trump and Jared Kushner, both staunch allies of Netanyahu. The deals were branded as historic diplomacy. But let's be clear, this was not peace treaty. There were transactions. In return, Sudan was removed for the US terror list. Morocco got US recognition of its occupation in Western Sahara, and UAE secured American weapons including F-35. Meanwhile, the Palestinian people were not consulted, nor were there any halt to Israeli aggression. Since the accord, over 51,000 Palestinians have been killed in Gaza alone. Illegal settlements in the West Bank have doubled. Al-Aqsa remains under siege by Zionist extremists. Amnesty International in 2022 said Israel is guilty of apprehend and ethnic cleansing. Yet Arab regimes turned their backs. According to a 2024 new polls, 87% of Muslim citizens in normalizing countries opposed ties with Israel. Chapter 2. Red Cow, Third Temple, and Alaska under threat. Why is Israel rushing to normalize ties with Muslim states? Because the Zionist project is not just territorial, it's theological. In year 2023, a genetically pure red heifer was flown into Israel from Texas. Why does this matter? According to the Jewish prophecy, the red heifer must be sacrificed to purify Jewish between rebuilding the third temple, right where Masjid al-Aqsa stands. Any step towards demobilization al-Aqsa would trigger religious war, but normalization gives Israel cover and credibility. Alaska is not just a masjid, it's a Muslim's red line. And Israel militarized the site. Zionist lobbyists push their temple movement and American Christian Zionist funding backing them. Even anti-Zionist Jewish scholar warns this is not peace, this is provocation towards Armageddon. Chapter 3. The Simpson Doctrine. Divide, normalize, dominate. Beyond prophecy, there's new strategy. Enter the new Simpson Doctrine, an unofficial Israeli blueprint for regional dominance, says neutralize the world with trade, tech, and soft power, and control the Muslim states, exploits divisions between Sunni and Shias, Arab and Palestine, replace resistance with business partnership. Since year 2020, Israel has signed over 8 billion in trade deals with UAE, Bahrain, and Morocco. Cybersecurity firms from Tel Aviv now operates across the Gulf. Military Israeli officers trained alongside with Arabs under CENTCOM command. This is not diplomacy. It's ideological colonization masked as innovation. And the real target behind the curtain, Iran and the axis of resistance.
Chapter 4. World Opinion, Applause in the West, Resistance in the East. In Washington and Brussels, the Accord are a foreign policy trump. President Biden said in 2024, normalization is the only path to Middle East peace. The US Congress has passed bills offering military aid and economic incentives to the countries that normalize relations with Israel. Meanwhile, Saudi Arabia, once the heart of Muslim leadership, is reportedly close to joining the Accords. But from Rabat to Rawalpindi, the streets tells another story. Only in year 2024, over 40 countries witnessed mass protests after Al-Aqsa was stormed during Ramzan. In Morocco, Sudan, and Bahrain, civil societies openly condemn normalization. This is not peace between people. It is peace between regimes and occupiers, rejected by the global Muslim majority. Chapter 5. Pakistan, the last fortress of Palestine. Pakistan remains the only Muslim nuclear power that has not recognized Israel. And here's why: the Pakistan passport clearly says valid for all countries except Israel.
Happening. Supposing a country 7 times smaller than its neighbor is faced with the choice: either you surrender or you fight for your freedom till death. What will we do? I ask myself this question. And my belief is, La ilaha illallah, there is no God but one. And we will fight. And when a nuclear armed country fights to the end, it will have consequences far beyond the borders.
Since 1948, Pakistan has constantly demanded a free Palestine, East Jerusalem as its capital, and the right of return of all displaced Palestinians. Even under extreme pressure from the IMF, Gulf monarchs, and the United States, Pakistan has held the line. But danger looms. In year 2023, Israel media claim back-channel talks with Pakistan. Leaks suggest businessmen and technical lobbies are pushing for silent normalization. Economic temptations like Israeli water technology and agriculture startups are dangered before a struggling Pakistan. Yet, the nation remained defiant. A year 2025 Gallup poll shows 94% of Pakistani rejects normalization with Israel under occupation. Chapter 6. Saudi-Israel Pact and Pakistan's Test of Conscience. The next big shift could come from Riyadh. Saudi Arabia, the custodian of Makkah and Medina, is being wooed with the security guarantees and the nuclear technology by the United States. If MBS signs the agreement, the pressure on Pakistan will be historic. Pakistan may face 3 options: silent normalization behind the closed door for economic relief, moral stand, public rejection, allying with Iran, Turkey, and the resistance, conditional engagement only if Israel accepts a 2-state solution. But let's not forget, Pakistan allies with China, ties with Turkey and Iran and its Islamic nuclear status make it a geopolitical pivot. Its decision could either break the Ummah or revive its conscience, the red line that can never be crossed. The Abraham Lincoln Accords were never about peace. They were about power, about silencing resistance, about dividing Muslims. But history remembers not those who bowed, but those who stood firm. Pakistan now stands where the history is watching. To the leaders, do not forget why this nation was born. To the people, stay loud, stay awake, stay unbought. Because some red lines are drawn not in ink but in the blood of martyrs. Man makes houses and the woman makes home. Homes are the symbol and that of life. Life is not forever, and while love for life, I salute martyrs because they never dies. Subscribe.